What's going on today? We're gonna be cooking with Mark, D, and Bobby, and Mark's gonna have a stunt double because he's holding the camera. He's the cameraman. But anyway, we're gonna make some cube steak with some homemade mashed potatoes, homemade pepper gravy. It's a certain gravy in the South, and some homemade biscuits. You're gonna need some milk, some flour, some breadcrumbs, definitely some pepper, and we use salt-free seasoning, but that part is get creative with it. Use your own kind of seasoning. We're just on low sodium. We're gonna start with the potatoes. Now, obviously, you're gonna want to peel your potatoes first, and then you're gonna want to cube them potatoes up and get them all even and about the same size. And then you're going to want to rinse them off after you get through peeling them and cubing them up. Rinse them off, get them in a pot, and get them in a rolling bowl for, I'd say, about 10 or 15 minutes. And then you're going to take it out and put about maybe a quarter stick of butter, eighth of a stick of butter, and a good bit of pepper. Give them a good peppery taste. Excuse me. Then we're going to be moving on to, I believe the gravy's next. Now, in the gravy, what you're going to do is take about a quarter stick of butter and melt it into a pan. And then you're going to add about a quarter cup, a little more or so. We eyeball it every time. There's no measurement. You put some pepper, the flour in the melted butter, stir it around, and then you let it set for a couple of minutes and brown a little bit, and stir it around again and let it brown a little bit. And then you're going to want to put about a cup of milk. It's going to seem like way too much milk. Whenever you do it, you're not going to think it's going to come out right, but give it a couple minutes. You'll see within a minute or so, it real quick starts coming together into a thicker thing in the middle, and give it a whisk around again, and it's going to come together, and give it a, keep whisking it, and within minutes it's going to turn from milk into a nice peppery gravy. And you want to add a good bit of pepper to it. It is pepper gravy. And the butter, it helps with the flavor. Now, as far as the cube steak, what we're going to do is we're going to put them in some cream. You can use milk, but we used cream, like a can of condensed milk, sort of, but it's cream. Pretty much the same thing. And it's not a measurement on it. Just put some in a bowl, enough to get your cube steak that you got covered in it. And then take some salt, pepper, seasonings, and season up your breadcrumbs. Now, once you get the meat covered in the milk, get your pepper and seasonings, whatever kind you want to use. We use salt-free. Then get it good and covered in that milk, and then pack that seasoning on good, and then get it on over to the air fryer. And with ours, we have to go with about 15 minutes at 350 on one side, and then we have to flip it and let it go for another about 10 to 15 minutes. If you have a bigger air fryer that has better airflow, it may be more like 20 minutes without flipping it. It's just something you just have to judge based on the kind of air fryer you got. Ours doesn't cook as fast on the bottom. Now here's the gravy. As I said, you melt the butter. Then we just eyeball it, put a little bit of powder in it. We took a little bit out, stirred it around. This all takes just really about 5 minutes. Let it brown for just a couple of minutes, then add in about a cup of milk. You're going to see when we see it start coming, bubbling, getting thick in the middle, well, that means it's ready. I don't know if I got these mixed up or what, but what you're going to come out with is some real crispy and juicy cube steak, some real creamy, peppery potatoes, and some pepper gravy, and these sweet, buttery, hot, homemade biscuits. I mean, you just can't beat them. So I'm getting me a piece of this cube steak and a little bit of mashed potatoes, and then I'm going to get me one of them hot steaming biscuits. And I mean, you can see the steam coming off of them. Run that gravy across it, and bam. Now that is a good southern dish that we eat a lot around here. And I'm gonna leave you with some clips of these homemade biscuits. But if you want the recipe for that, then you're gonna have to ask Bobby for it, because she said for right now it's a secret. So hit Bobby up in the comments and tell her you want the recipe to those biscuits. And look at the steam coming off of them. They hot and juicy. It's like food corn. Well, anyway, if you like this video, subscribe. We're going to be making more of them. Hit that like button. Definitely leave us some comments. We like hearing from you. This has been Mark with Bobby and D. Y'all have a great day.